Hey everybody, Live Farmer 73 here again. Thank you for coming over here to Uncle Liz channel. I just got off a live stream on my other channel. When I was looking at, going back to check the video, before I could get to check my own video, I stumbled upon another video. Hey, my Renaissance grandma. Stumbled upon another video. And I said, I'm going to talk about it because I can't take it. Patience Saint, what's going on? Welcome everybody in. Just come on in, all right? I got to get this off my chest. As I was about to check my video, I stumbled upon another video, which is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has just revealed that she belongs to that racist hate group. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I don't know her from a hole in the wall, nor do I care about her. But I'm confused. I'm confused. Why would you want to join a hate group? A racist, sexist hate group. Knowing where you from, knowing you from New York, knowing the biggest melting pot on the planet is New York City and Chicago. The biggest melting pot. Why would you join a hate group? Let me tell you something, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this world, but I just told my wife, I just got out of the bed so I could come down here real quick and talk about this. Man, this is the most evil, wicked, self-indulging, selfish, greedy existence right now. Let me tell you something. If you ask me, we're literally living through the evil that we've only read about. We've only heard about, like the Dark Ages, like slavery, you know, like the Holocaust, right? We hear these horror stories of what happened to people in the Holocaust. We hear these horror stories of what happened during slavery. We hear these horror stories what happened during Jim Crow. We hear these horror stories about what happened in the Dark Ages, of how they didn't care about human life, where they would torture you just for fun, just for entertainment. We've only heard those stories, and now here we are. We ain't reading no book. You don't gotta read no book. You don't gotta watch no videos of nobody trying to remember certain lines that somebody in history said or did. We are literally living it right now. And the bad part is, we don't have to read a book. We are sitting right next to the people that's right in the middle of it all. It'll be your best friend. It'll be your mama. It'll be your daddy. It'll be your husband. It'll be your wife. It's like you don't know who to trust. And for the life of me, I can't understand how you can put fiction before fact. I've read that a day will come where right is wrong, wrong is right. Up is down, down is up, night is dark, dark is night. I mean, dark is day, day is dark. We've read about this, it's really here. Those times have really got here. We are in the middle of some unexplainable shit. And the reason why I titled this video, Where Am I? Where am I, man? Listen, this is what I'm going to ask y'all right now that I need to know. I need to know from you, okay? Because I've heard this happen before. Like, am I coming down with like dementia or something? So I think I'm living in a world all by myself. Am I losing my mind to the point? Am I experiencing dementia? And I'm the only one on the planet that's thinking like this? Or do you see it too? I can't listen to me. Listen, I do not belong here. I don't belong here. I don't care about this music. I hate this music. I hate, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I literally can't stand everything today. Nothing. Everything around me feels like a threat. The people, the vibe, the wicked, evil vibe that I get from people. You don't got to say nothing to them. It's an energy that they give off. You ever walk past somebody in the store and feel like they got somebody tied up in the van? I promise you. Let me tell you this. Sometime I'm in my car driving all the way to Freedom Makers. You know, we on the road for a long time. Just me and the dog. And you know what my dog do sometime? She will look at a random car or a random van. You can't see the people inside the van or you can't see the people inside the car at all. And my dog will lose her shit. She is not a barking dog. Y'all seen it. She don't bark. She only barks when there's trouble. She only barks when she's protecting. She's only barking to alert for something bad. I have had my little dog now for going on 2 years, and not one time has she been wrong when she barked. Every time I told her to be quiet and she won't stop barking, I look out the window and it's a pack of wild dogs. Every time I look out the window, it's a coyote. It's a group of deer. It's always something. It's a armadillo. It's always something. She's never wrong. I can't hear it. I can't see it. She can. She can feel it, smell it, whatever dogs do. She knows evil when she sees it, smells it, hears it, or feels it. So every time I'm driving down the road and she start barking for no reason, out of control, I look at all the cars around me and think to myself, one of these some bitches is evil. Somebody in this traffic with me has done some heinous crimes. Somebody has lost their life because of somebody that's driving right next to me because my dog won't shut up. That's all I can think because she's never wrong. She only barks at evil. And that's how I feel when I walk through the store, when I'm getting groceries. Sometimes everything is fine and one person will catch me off guard. And I'm like, I don't even want to speak to you. There's nothing about you that makes me feel safe. Everything about you I just want to call the police on you just because. You know what I'm saying? Like, just please check this person out. Please, for me. What did he do? He didn't do anything that I know of, but oh my God, there's something about this person. Please, please. You can feel that energy to come off of people. And I feel like sometimes I don't know where I am. I'm not playing when I say this, so you mark my word. Man, I do not belong on this timeline. That's not saying that I'm smarter than anybody or better than anybody. It's saying I feel like I don't belong here. I've always had this feeling all my life. Like, I don't belong here. Everything to me in this world has always been weird. Like, I'm always trying to understand it. No matter how many times somebody tells me about how this world works or how this system works, no matter how many times you explain it to me, it don't feel right. So I've always had a feeling like I am not supposed to be here. Like, I know this is going to sound bizarre, and I'm not crazy, trust me, but I don't feel like part of this, whatever this is. I don't even want to go too farther than that. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I feel like I'm at the zoo and all the cages have broken open. Better yet, in the words of my wife, this is what my wife said. I feel like I'm in Jurassic Park, the movie, and all the electrical fences are down. I feel like, remember in Jurassic Park when all the electricity went off and all of the killer dinosaurs was escaping out of the fences, so you don't know what's going to eat you. The plants are prehistoric. The plants will eat you. The bugs will eat you. It's dinosaurs flying around, dinosaurs slithering, and gigantic skyscraper dinosaurs can just eat you with one go. I feel like I'm in Jurassic Park and the electricity is off. And I'm tiptoeing around this world trying to make it make sense. I see people that are told 100% truth with facts, fact checking, eyewitness. They could be standing right there and they still won't believe what they see, what they hear, what they feel, what they touch. They're believing words. I feel like I don't belong here. I don't belong in this timeline. Because I can't understand how people are living like this and they're happy. They're joyful, they're gleeful, they're ecstatic about living this way. I can't understand it. Nicki Minaj came out as part of a hate group. Like you can't write a script that stupid. You understand what I'm saying? You can't write a comedy sketch this freaking unbelievably stupid. Nicki Minaj, you know what? All you gotta do is just listen, just go be rich. Just go be rich. Why do you listen to me? When you are an influencer of sorts, you got millions of people following your every word. And I've been watching Nicki Minaj. I've been keeping my eye on her for the last good 10, 15 years. And I was kind of proud of her at first. And then somewhere about 6, 7, 8 years ago, she kind of started acting crazy, right? Like just saying crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff, like bullying people. And I just didn't understand it. And I'm like, oh, that must be a setup. It must be for entertainment, Hollywood or whatever, right? But it wasn't. She's a real nutcase. And over the last year or so, I've been like, every time somebody doing something, Nicki Minaj is in the middle of it. Like, you need to stay relevant so bad, young lady, that you need to get in the middle of somebody else's situation. You're constantly picking with people, talk about people, and you won't shut up. Just go be rich. You living 90% of America's dream. Just shut up and go be rich. You could have been stupid in silence. That's how I know there's ulterior motive to it. Because you're so rich. Nobody got to know that you want to be part of a hate group. You're rich. All you got to do is just shut up and go off somewhere and enjoy all your millions and millions of dollars and just be rich and shut up. But no. You want to stay relevant so bad that the money ain't even enough. And I told y'all this. I told you this ain't about money. This is about something else. It's about power and evil. I'm telling you, y'all. This ain't about money. Everybody keeps saying, oh, it's about money. It ain't about money. It ain't about race. Man, this is about pure evil. Like the real evil. The evil that we look at on TV in a horror flick. I ain't even just talking about the evil in the Bible. I'm talking about worse than that. I'm talking about like these slasher flicks kind of evil. Let me tell you something, family. And I can't, the other reason that I don't understand this, and she set me off, is because young, rich lady, Nicki Minaj, sweetheart, these people is playing with children. These people are abusing children. And you want to back that up? See, this ain't adult evil. This is predatory evil. They're preying on children. And I don't know if Nicki Minaj even got no kids. But lady, how would you like it if they mess with your kid? Do Nicki Minaj got children? Do anybody know? I don't know nothing about her. Except everything on her is fake. Do she got children? She has a son. Ain't that nice? And you know what? The first time somebody go fumble around with that little boy, she'll be screaming for help. She'll be coming to her public, coming to her fans for help. She'll be calling on her lawyers for help. While all the time you are out here promoting evil, ma'am. You're promoting evil. But when people don't believe in evil until it catch them in the ass. When the evil come by them, that's when they listen. That's the only, look at all these people that voted for this wicked man. They don't care about nobody else but themselves. That's why I know this world will never be able to be fixed. It won't. This world won't be fixed. You want to know why this world won't be fixed? Because even if that man go and he go over to the upper room, or his whole fleet of people can get rid of. But this world won't be fixed. Because even if they put all of the policies and the laws and regulations back in place like they supposed to be, and even make them better, who cares about the policies, laws, and regulations being put back together and patch stuff up the way it was? We've already seen the ultimate evil. The ultimate evil. I know y'all gonna get me on this one. The ultimate evil is not Pumpkinhead in the White House. That ain't him. That ain't the ultimate evil here. See, he was just the match that lit the fuse. The ultimate evil is the people and their hearts. The hearts of the people is the ultimate evil. And all they needed was somebody to light their fire. And he was the perfect accelerant for that. He lit a fire that had been brewing inside of millions of people for decades. He brought the worst out of people. But I promise you, it already been in these people. You want to know something? You ain't going to get rid of these people because they're out now and they're proud to be evil. They're proud to be wicked. They're proud to be hateful, sexist. They're proud of it. They're proud. You ain't gonna get rid of that because they're teaching their offspring the same thing. You can't breed that out of people, man. That's stitched into their DNA. You can't train them not to be hateful and evil because you want to know why? Because they feel entitled. So that entitlement, well, you can't get rid of that. That's in their DNA. So they feel like they're entitled to whatever you got. By any means necessary, they're going to get it. They don't care if you got to be dispatched to get it. I'm watching Nicki Minaj talk crazy. And I don't know whether she's on drugs, she's high. She sounds like she's on drugs when she's talking. Because she sounds like she's about to start busting a rhyme while she's talking that crazy. Did anybody else catch that? While she's talking in this interview, she sounds like she's about to start rapping like it. Am I tripping? When she's answering these questions, doesn't it sound like she's going to do one of her rhymes? And she's moving weird. And she's almost like glitching like she's a robot. The way she's moving and talking, and I had to look closer to make sure this ain't AI, the way she's moving and talking and glitching. And I'm like, then I seen it on other channels, other platforms. Identical, all of it. And this ain't the only one she's doing. She's done a few of them like this. And I'm like, this can't be real. But the thing that gets me is not so much as Nicki Minaj. She is not the subject of this conversation. She's just an example of how insane we all have gone. And it makes me feel like I don't belong here. I don't understand what's so hard about getting along, working together. I don't get it. I don't get it. You want to know what gets me? These people are abusing children, have been abusing children, projecting onto other people about abusing children. And they've all been doing it all along. Screaming, kicking, and fighting about the other side is abusing children. But every time in the news they catch one of them, it's one of them. And you know what I don't understand? Why is people messing with babies? Why are these grown adults messing with children? Children, little kids that don't know better, they don't know nothing. Why would you do that to a child? And to make it a sport. I was watching the news early this morning, and I seen a report, and I want you to go look at it. I want you to go look it up. Because if this man need a petition signed, I want my name to be first on it. These three young little girls was walking down the street. I don't know if they was on the way to school or something. I don't know. But this man pulls up on the side of them and tell them to get in the car. He'll take them where they need to go. Thank God the three little girls was very smart. And they said no. They didn't talk to the man much, and he kept trying to get him to get in the car. And once he kind of seemed like he was about to get out of the car, the little girls ran. The little girls ran, and they ran into a store. They was all sisters. They ran into a convenience store nearby. When they got in the store, I'm going to show you how evil is. When they got in the store, think about the timeline from the little girls running from the man in the car trying to kidnap them. They run into the store. They had time enough to use the phone in the store to call their mother. By the time they called their mother, think now, their mother hung up and called her brother, their uncle. Their uncle drove all the way or ran all the way to the store. Now think about how much time all of those transactions took, right? The man was so sick, demented, wicked, and evil. He stood there waiting for the little girls to come out of the store. So when the uncle arrived, he whooped the brakes off of this weirdo creep. The weirdo creep is in the hospital, and now they want to charge the uncle that saved the little girls' lives. They want to charge him and give him 5 years in prison. for assault because he beat the damn back brakes off this fool. If it wasn't for their uncle, them little girls would be gone. If it wasn't for the uncle coming and whooping the brakes off him, these three little girls would have been found somewhere in a ditch somewhere or on First 48. Then they probably would have got on the mother and locked the mother up for endangering a child for letting him walk to school. They're more focused on the people defending themselves from evil and wickedness than you. Look, you got the evil, wicked dude that want to abuse children. Make it even worse. Guess what they found out about the evil, wicked dude? He was already on the sex offenders list. He failed to check in with the, they got to stay on the sex offenders list all the time. He failed to check in, so police and them didn't know where he was. So he's out doing more evil wickedness to children. He's already breaking the law and trying to do it again to these kids. He had already been to prison for doing this. Let him out, and he's out here doing it again. And Big Unc came out and beat the damn back window out this fool. But they want to lock him up for assault. Where am I? What world is this? What timeline is this? What universe am I on? Well, I don't understand any of this. How are we giving power to people that abuse children? How are we giving ultimate legal and political power and spiritual power? Because it's a lot of these pastors, preachers, and popes and all of that jazz and and these religious leaders, they sick too. But we give them all, listen, this is the power of evil. We give them all our money. We give them all our time. Whatever that little man on the stage is asking you for, you do everything in your power to give it to him. All these weirdo, creepy priests. And let's not start talking about some of these deranged ass school teachers. Why would you do that to a child? Why would you do that to a child, an innocent child, when there's so many grown-ass people that'll give you whatever you want? It's people out here that'll let you have it your way. It's women and men out here on these damn apps that's crying out for some tenderness, and you messing with a kid. All you gotta do this 2025, go to the club. Some of these young ladies don't care. They don't care if you got no money. They don't care if you got no house. They don't care if you live with your mama in the basement. They gonna give you some anyway, because they ain't got nothing better to do. Same thing with some of these men. It ain't but you want to fumble around with children. I can't understand this. I can't. Nobody can make me understand it. I feel like I'm surrounded by predators. I don't even let my dog out of my sight. You would think, you want to know something? I don't let my dog out of my sight. Not because of some red-tailed hawks flying around. I don't let my little dog out of my sight because it's a coyote over there in them trees. I don't let my little dog out of my sight because I just seen a fox. I don't let my little dog out of my sight because I don't know what people will do. If you can destroy the innocence of a child, you really won't care about no dog. And I've heard stories about that too. People in the store say, "Oh, can I touch your dog?" I'm like, "No. Hell no." "Oh, she's so cute." "So? Can I pet her?" "No. I don't give a damn if it's a child or a grown up. I hate that shit. It's not a damn toy." And part of the reason is because I don't know where you been or what's going through your mind. Y'all, this world is full of a bunch of sick some bitches, man. Sick in the spirit, sick in the mind, sick in the soul. You know, at the beginning of 2025, I said, if I find out you had anything to do with hiring this man on in this job, leave me alone. I said it. People didn't like it. I don't give a damn. Leave me alone. I said it and I meant it and I stand on it. I don't care. We best of friends. If you had anything to do with hiring this wicked, evil abuser of children administration into this household, leave me alone. There is no excuse. There is no excuse for any of this. Not this. Now, when you start talking about these other politicians took a little money here and there, they took a little bribe here and there, they made a little crazy little rule here and there, I get it. But none of them ever did this. There are not too many politicians that's on the up and up. But damn it, they gave it a good shot to keep that shit under wraps. Their crookedness. But now we got an administration that they don't care whether you know or not. It's like I gotta watch my words. Did you know? Did you know that they just found 47 children? 47 children. Did you hear about that? My wife just told me about that. When I told her the story about the 3 young ladies and their uncle, she told me about they just found 47 children that have been abused. How many people heard of that? Now I want to ask you a question. The first go-round of that dude's administration, he separated a lot of grown parents from their children. He sent all of the parents back to Mexico. Where are the children? Nobody for over 8 years have answered that question. Nobody for over 8 years has even asked the freaking question. Where are all of those children? Right now, they're snatching people off the street. Mom goes one way, kids go another way. Where are those children? There are hundreds, if not thousands, of children that nobody knows. Imagine this. You're a child that don't speak English. Let's imagine you're a child that you can't even talk yet because you're only 1 year old. You get snatched from your mother. You don't know what they're doing to you is wrong because you was born into the wickedness. You don't know that you really don't belong here because they took you when you were only 6 months old. Where are these children? And I'm telling you right now, whatever they hiding in them books. See, y'all think it's just about them fumbling with little girls in that book that they hiding, them records. It's worse than that. You mark my word, when that book finally surfaces, when that information finally surfaces, it's not just going to be about them abusing little girls. You're going to find out that island that they've been playing on is buried on bones. That island got bones in it. You've been doing this creepy stuff for 20, 30 years. All of them young girls didn't agree with this. Some of them fought back. You mark my word and you listen close. Everybody listen to me right now. I know little children. I know little girls. Some people, they just go with the flow. Some people just take it. Some people struggle. But some of them will fight to their death for you not to touch them. Everybody's looking in the drawers and the cabinets and the closets in that mansion. You're looking in the wrong place. You need to be looking and digging under the ground all around there. You need to break up the floorboards of that mansion and under the marble floors and look under there. Everybody worried about them documents. Think about it. We already know this man is a freakazoid. We know he's a freak. He already know that we know that he's a freak. He ain't hiding that anymore. Think about it. We already know about the pageants. Do y'all remember Star Search? Do you remember Star Search? How many people remember Star Search? And I never thought about this until all this weird stuff started coming out. When I was younger, everybody used to watch Star Search, right? It made a lot of stars out of certain people like Sinbad and whatnot. You know, Tracy Spencer, I remember her when she was a little girl. Star Search. But do you remember something? All the people that used to watch Star Search, do you remember one thing about that show? The modeling part. Do y'all remember the modeling part? Ain't nothing gonna break up my style. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. For years, they used that same little dumbass song. And all of the models was little girls dressed up like grown-ass people. I can remember when I was young thinking that was weird. All of the little girls in the modeling segment on Star Search had on lipstick, blush on their cheeks, eyeliner. Their hair was done like grown women from the 80s. And their clothing and their dress, the way they wore their clothes was kind of like Madonna or something. And then they would come out in bathing suits. These was little bitty girls. Want to know something else? You didn't see too many boys on the modeling strip. It was always little girls dressed like grown-ass people, and they was walking down the thing and do their little segment to that song. Ain't nothing gonna break my style. Go back and go look on YouTube and look at the segment on Star Search, the modeling part. For 1 minute, you're going to think that these are grown or teenage women 18 and up. But look again. These are children. These are little girls. Every blue moon, they have one with adult women that I think they might be older teenagers, but they never got no grown-ass people in there modeling. There are teenagers and there are children. And now let's talk about who helped run that whole operation. The dude in that White House. Him and Ed McMahon and all the rest of these creeps. Go look back at Star Search. And you're going to find out it was a lot more going on than looking for everyday talent. There was another kind of Star Search they was looking for. I'm telling you. Go back and look at it. If you don't believe me, just pull it up on YouTube. Pull up, I don't know, Star Search modeling segment. Watch. Watch these little baby girls about 10, 12 years old, 13 years old, dressed like grown-ass women. It never dawned on me when I was younger. But now that I got older and seen how creepy and wicked grown-ass people are, I get it now. Remember that girl, JonBenet Ramsey? Remember her? She was one of them Star Search kids. Y'all remember her? The ones that the whole world lost their mind about once she come up missing? Remember JonBenet Ramsey? I know I'm talking about something old, but let me tell you something. That little girl, I'm going to give you my opinion. My opinion. So that way I'm not speaking facts, I'm speaking opinion. That little girl was bought, sold, and bought. Never to be seen again. They're everywhere digging around to this very day looking for JonBenet Ramsey. I don't think she's deceased at all. I think she belongs to someone. You can't tell me you've been doing research trying to find this little girl for 30 years and you ain't found her with all the clues you know, with all the clues y'all got, with all the cameras that was around. You don't know where this little... Whoever bought and paid for her was the same people that bought and paid for the people to make them stop looking for her, for real. But this is the sick, wicked, twisted world that we live in. I can't understand it. I can't understand it. Why would you give a green light to the people that indulge in such wickedness? And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. And this is beyond my pay grade, but I got to throw this out because it's my speculation. I don't understand it, but I believe it's real in some way, form, or fashion. I don't know, but I believe it's real. From certain things that I've seen in my past, in my life, certain things that have happened in our family, and certain things that my mother told me and would go to her grave. She ain't gonna lie on it. She ain't gonna change what she got to say. All right, here's my speculation. I gotta make sure I say that. My opinion, my speculation from the research that I've gathered over all these years. Man, there's some sort of witchcraft or sorcery, wicked, evil, magic. It's something so sinister and evil that is beyond money. It's beyond money. This ain't got nothing to do with money, race. Man, this got to do with something otherworldly, man. This what we going through right now, this ain't what we think it is. It's bigger. Our minds can't even wrap around what this is. You know how I tease and I play about like aliens? It's almost like, and I mean this now, it's almost like we have been invaded and infiltrated and simulated into some other kind of species. We are being assimilated like the Borg into another species because I can't understand how a normal, average, everyday human being, even if you uneducated, don't know right from wrong. Hey, guess what? Messing with kids is bad. Oh, okay. Hey, guess what? Uh, Deleting people off the face of the earth is bad. Oh, all right. What's so hard to understand about being kind to one another? Even if you don't like one another, what's wrong with just shutting the hell up and not like this person in private? You know, it's some people right here on YouTube. I can't stand their asses. I don't make no big stank about it. I never have. You wouldn't know unless I tell you. I keep that dumb shit to myself while they pop off at the mouth and tell the world how much they don't like me. If you don't like people or you don't like situations, it's a lot of shit today I don't like, I don't believe in, I don't care for. It's a lot of the way this world works today, the way the laws are changing, the way the rules are changing. I don't like it. I don't want no parts of it. But I'm not gonna go and get a bullhorn and yelling down the damn street about how much I don't like this situation. It ain't bothering me. Until it bothers me, I don't give a damn what nobody do. But this world is so wicked and evil and hateful. They want you to know how wicked, evil, and hateful they are. So they scream at the top of their lungs on the rooftop to the mountaintop to let you know they hate your ass. I don't know where I am. This has to feel. This literally has, the way I feel right now has to feel like when you start getting dementia and you don't know where you are. One minute things look familiar, another minute you lost. I work with dementia patients. One minute they talking to you and they know everything about you, they know your name, and just like I'm talking to you right now, they'll just start calling you something else and saying, where's they bubble gum at? They reverted to something that they was talking about when they was 8 years old. That's how I feel. I feel like I really don't know where I am. Like I'm in another city, in another state, in the middle of their mall, and I'm staring at the little map inside the mall trying to figure out how to get the hell out of here. I'm always feeling like I need to go and ask somebody for directions how to get out of here. You ever been to the amusement park? Like Cedar Point or something? And you kind of get turned around. You ever go into Walmart and come out and can't find your damn car and you tweeping your damn chirper, chip, 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 chip. Chip, chip, chip. Just to realize you forgot you got a damn oil change and your car or your truck is in the whole back of the building. You ever been driving, left out of your driveway and started driving and went to work on your day off? You ever been driving and went to the store you go to every day and that ain't where you were supposed to go? You were supposed to be taking your ass to work, but you went to the store? I'm telling you. And for a minute you feel a little lost? Like, wait a minute. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm wasting time. How did I get over here? How did I get to Walmart? I'm late for work. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You know what's the worst part to me? The worst part is what makes this whole thing so scary is the people that we thought we could run to for help to get us out of this. They're part of it. You know? The people that we trusted. Let me tell you a story real quick that it's on like Unsolved Mysteries or something like that. There was a little girl, she was abducted and she was taken to this house. The little girl was smart. The captors left the house. The little girl wiggled her way out of the small basement window and ran for safety in the middle of the night. She ran down this dark road. She didn't know where she was. She didn't know where she was going. She just knew she had to get away from that house. A truck pulled up, a pickup truck pulled up, and she flagged the pickup truck down. And she begged the man, please help me. I've been abducted. I've been hurt. I've been abused. And the man said, okay, get in the truck. I'll take you to the police and to the hospital. When the little girl got in the truck, she realized there was no inside panel on the door where she could pull the door open. There was no lock or anything that she could open the door. She happened to look over at the man and realized they're going the wrong direction. The police station and everything might be that way. She don't want to go back the other way because that's the way she ran from the house. What she didn't realize was the man that was there to save her was one of the men that helped abduct her. He was part of a ring of children abusers. So right when she thought she escaped and she thought she was safe and she trusted somebody to help her, she jumped into the dragon's mouth. He took her back to that house where she didn't make it out again. That story was told by another occupant of that house once they found her. That's how I feel. I don't know who to turn to. I don't know who to trust. Because everybody that I keep thinking that'll help us get out of this mess is part of it. Every time this man does something stupid, we like, don't worry about it. The Supreme Justices will take care of it. Then they turn around and give him the thumbs up. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Every time he does something stupid, the Senate thumbs up. Supreme Court, double thumb it up. So the last lines of defense away from a tyrant is part of the wickedness, which leaves me to believe we're in trouble. Because the only thing that can stop a tyrant and all of his minions is the people. But what if the people are so brainwashed that they won't stop him either? That's why I think that this is pure evil. Everybody keep thinking it's about money. It's about race. It's about power. This isn't that. This is about good versus evil. The oldest story in the book. Good versus evil. Light versus darkness. That's what this is about. The only man, I need y'all to understand something. The only being that can control this many people and have this many people brainwashed into thinking that everything that's happening to them is their fault, not his. The only person with that kind of power is Satan himself. Satan himself. He lied right to your face. Right to your face. He'll do this. Oh, these aren't glasses. These are eyeballs. Yeah, these are eyeballs. That's what they are. And people say, oh, okay, those are eyeballs. Like, no, I'm trying to tell him those are glasses. No, he said they're eyeballs. He got... All right, I told y'all on this channel I'm going to talk real. And this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. I don't know, and I don't care about other people's ballistic tests. I am a 2A gun owner. I believe in the Second Amendment. I do. And let me tell you something else I know. I know what certain rounds do to flesh. I know what certain rounds do to wood. I know what certain rounds do to metal. Have you ever been thumped in the ear? Have you ever been thumped in the ear by somebody playing too much like this? Somebody ever flicked your damn ear? Hard. See, that's a game that we used to play in junior high school, thumping each other's ears. It was funny. It was fun. It was kind of like a little tag you're it kind of job. Let me tell you something about getting thumped in the ear. You can get thumped in the ear so hard that it'll stay red and bruised and swollen for a week. If somebody catch you just right, just like that, your whole ear will swell up and be red and bruised for a week. Even if a bullet gets close enough to your ear, to graze it, there would be nothing here. I've seen these pro 2A people on YouTubers, the gun tubers, try to recreate the situation. because they're in favor of this man. But right there, you showing you're a liar and a cheat. Because we all know the only people you're going to convince is people that don't carry every day. Them the only people you gonna convince. Like all these dumbass people, this horn waggle, they gonna believe what you say because you're a big YouTube gun owner. You got a whole big YouTube gun channel. So they're gonna believe you. They won't believe me. But let me just tell you something so we get something straight. If you shoot, I'm trying to remember about how far. I used to shoot about 40 yards with a 22 long rifle, a Ruger, a Ruger 22. It shot the 22 long rifle. Did you know, just a regular round, nothing special, did you know that that can puncture through 2 inches of pine 2x4 wood? Did you know that? Because I have proof. That 22 LR at about 30 to 40 yards can puncture through and almost bust through the other side of a 2x4. I can prove it. My wife can prove it because she used to do it. She's a marksman. At our other homestead, before we moved in this house, that's what we used to do for fun. I got proof. Now, this person was supposed to be struck by a 5.56 round. What was it? 223 5.56. Moving at that kind of velocity, there would be, listen close to me. I'm speculating. I want you to look at something. Look at me. Come in close. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Look at me close. I'm gonna come in a little further. Okay. Look at me. Let me see. I want you to look at the top of my ears. Can you see the top of my ears? So we don't need all that crazy ballistic gel test. All we got to do is use common freaking sense. Look at the top of my ears. Now I want you to look at the top of that man's ears. They're tucked in just like this. His head and his hair is so big. If you hit this without damaging any of this, and you're using a firearm from damn near the Civil War, y'all can go play in somebody else's face with that garbage. You can go play in somebody else's face with that bullshit. And what got me was millions of people believed it. You can't, let's just say he actually was hit. You can't hit this close to the sides of your head without hitting this. Nobody, you know what's scaring me? Again, I don't know who to trust because the media is not asking the right questions. They're not asking the right questions because they're all scared of these people. Nobody's asking these questions. Nobody is putting these scenarios to the test. There is no, let's think. The round still had enough velocity to think. It wasn't just a little graze because the bullet had so much velocity when it was supposed to strike him, it still passed him another how many yards, and deleted a whole nother grown ass man. I've been waiting to say that for so long. I've been waiting to say that for a year. I'm so glad. It felt so good. I have only heard and read about this kind of evil. I have only read and heard about this kind of evil. You want to know what? How I felt? As soon as he stood up, think about this. As soon as that man stood up with ketchup on his ear, all of the security posed. He stood up and he pumped his fist in the air. The security guards posed. They almost was like, look at the security detail. Their only, listen, oh my God, their only sole purpose on this planet is to cover this man like chocolate on a cherry. They let him up so he could pose like this, pumping the fist like you one of me. You ain't me. And then all the security guards, did you go look, with the flag waving in the back on a freaking 20-story crane? If that wasn't the biggest setup, I don't know what it was. And I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as he stood up and pumped his fist and the security was like this, you know what I said? Oh, no. I promise you. Soon as I seen it on the news, I said, oh, no. You want to know why? You ever seen a Marvel movie, Superman, Batman, or something, when they jump off of a building and they land on the ground in the hero pose with one fist on the ground, one knee, and the other hand up in the air while their cape is blowing in the freaking wind? Have you ever seen that on any superhero movie? As soon as I seen him pump his fist, seen security in the B-boy stands, the flag waving behind him, and he got some ketchup on his ear, that was their version of the hero pose. And if I felt it, I know his weirdo believers felt it. I know if I felt it, listen, I was like, oh no. Oh. Oh. If I was like, damn, I know the people that love his dirty, stinking, pissy draws was like, yeah. When they shot, when they plotted that ear stage, you know what I said? He won. He won. Everybody keep thinking all the other reasons why he won and this and that. The last few people changed their mind and changed their vote after they seen that hero pose. They all voted for this. And for the life of me, all I could think is, where am I? What planet am I on? Y'all ain't gonna fall for that, are you? You ain't gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe, are you? Damon Wayans and Eddie Murphy been telling us about the banana in the tailpipe for over 30 years. You ain't gonna fall for that, are you? Yes, they did. Hook, line, and sinker. They swallowed the hook, y'all. And the only way they gonna, it's a lot of people still believe in that man. They swallowed the hook. And the only way to make them spit that hook out that he got in them, gotta rip them guts out. There is no living after you get your guts ripped out from that hook. He got the hooks in their soul, in their spirit. Right now, what we going through, it's not about the flesh anymore. That's why they don't care about all that. This is about the spirit. This is about your soul. And everybody that's part of this has sold their soul to Satan. When you look on television and you hear somebody bold-faced lying when you know the truth, not your truth, the truth. Bold-faced lying in your face. I don't know what go through y'all mind, but you want to know what go through mine? You sold your soul to the devil. You actually, truly sold your soul to the devil. You don't care about what will happen to your children, what will happen to your husband, what will happen to your mama, your daddy, long as your soul is saved by Satan himself. You don't care about anything or anybody else. You don't care about any other people in this entire country besides yourself. You sold your soul for a price. I don't know what that price was. And you know what else I see when the lady is out on the podium answering all them questions? You know what I can see sometimes? When she answers these questions and she starts to lie or she starts to divert, sometimes I see her and I can see in her face, as evil and wicked as she is, I can also see, what have I done? Every blue moon, you watch her. That little quick glimpse of exhaustion, like, it's not her saying, here's another stupid question. When she does that, like, she is literally remembering, what have I done? Just for a minute, just for an instant, she remembers she sold her soul. Just for that instant, she remembers. I'm not going to heaven. I will never see the Father. I will never, as big as you got this big, gigantic cross, like you on I-75 in Tennessee, that big old cross on I-75 South, that's about 30 stories high, big white giant cross. That cross on her chest is big as her freaking rib cage. Knowing good and well that's useless. Why are you wearing it? Knowing you're lying about abused children. You're protecting a man that indulges in the abuse of children. While you stand on the podium and try to look professional and sound professional, all I see is a liar. All I see is a demon. All I see is flesh with no soul. Because you already sold your soul. So all I see is a frame. All I see is a silhouette of a human being. Your spirit, your soul is gone. And I want to bring something to y'all that I've been thinking about my entire life. Why do we still say under oath? Now, I've been thinking about this since I was a little kid, when I used to get in trouble. When they say, put your hand on the Bible, and you're going to speak under oath. You're going to testify under oath. What does that mean? What does that mean? Anybody, I'm asking, what does it mean? When you put your hand on the Bible and you swear on the Bible under oath, you're testifying under oath with your hand on this Bible. What does that mean? Anybody? I'll wait. I know it means tell the truth, but under oath, putting your hand on the Bible. Sylvia says they put their hand on the Bible and their answer is, I'm asking a question. What does it mean? What does it mean to testify and swear on the Bible under oath? What does that mean? See, nobody can even answer that simple question. Swearing you're telling the truth under God's oath. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what, who said that? Jamie Mason. That's exactly what it means. Swearing to God. No, not swearing to God, but swearing under oath. Now listen close. What Bible is that? What Bible is it? What religion is that? That's right, Patience said. It means you're bound to the oath of God. Absolutely. When you put your hand on the Bible, what Bible is that? What religion is that Bible? Absolutely. That's where I'm going, Driven. What if you don't believe in Christianity? What does you putting your hand on the Bible mean? Why not just lie? You don't believe in God. You don't believe in Christianity. You don't believe in that religion at all. So why do we do that stupid shit? What if, yeah, it's about the Christian faith, but what if you're not a Christian? What if you don't even believe in God? And they tell you to swear under oath and put your hand on the Bible. See, that's where I'm talking about. What if the only God they believe in is of this earth? It's not a ritual. What if the only God that they truly believe in is the God of this world? Satan himself. What if? So what does them lying to you mean when you say you're lying under oath? Under your rules, under your religion, under your belief. That's why it's so easy for them to lie. If you look, each and every last one of them lying some bitches got a gigantic cross on their chest. All of them. All of them. All of them people in this administration is walking around with a gigantic cross on their chest. Look, even the men, go look. And they'll lie to your face. They'll torture the people. They'll take rights from the people while the whole world is watching us. They'll lie to the entire world. That's why everybody keeps saying, oh yeah, he got to tell the truth. He done swore an oath on the Bible. It don't mean nothing if you don't believe. It don't mean anything if you don't belong. Don't mean anything if your God is the God of this world. Satan. Your rules, religion, and law don't mean anything to a lunatic human being that think he is God. I told y'all that months ago. He wants to be a God. This is witchcraft at its most wickedness. It's not about money, man. It's not about money. If you look back in history, there's been many rulers that done exactly what this dude is trying to do. You want to know something? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that he's this freaking stupid. I'm glad he's this stupid because he would have been took over the world by now if he wasn't so damn stupid. Listen, I'm so glad that he's this dumb. Because he would have taken he can't even take a layup when people is passing him some evil and for a slam dunk of evil. He looking the other way, picking his nose and pulling stuff out his butt crack. He can't even he can't get an alley-oop of evil. When they hand him the evil, like we giving it to you, he can't even pull it off. He's too stupid. And I'm going to tell you why a lot of people love that shit. Because they stupid too. And everybody want to feel like they're like-minded in a like-minded community. So if you're in a like-minded community of freaking idiots, you feel right at home with that ding-dong. Imagine that. I don't know where I am. I don't know what timeline I'm in. But I will tell you this. I feel like I do not belong here. That's my word. I do truly, deeply feel like I don't belong here. I'm just a visitor on this planet. I know that sounds crazy as shitballs, and maybe it is, but I don't belong. I keep feeling like somebody about to come get me. You ever been waiting for a ride, waiting on your mama to come pick you up, waiting for your daddy to come pick you up? After you got off your little job and you was a little teenager and you waiting for your mom and daddy to come pick you up in a little minivan or something? So you keep looking down the street, seeing if you can see your mama headlights on her car? I feel like that every day. I feel like I don't belong here and I'm waiting for my ride, but it's like late or something. Maybe they got held up in traffic. But I truly, deeply don't understand anything here. It's like the human race itself. I don't understand it. I hate to feel like I'm not part of the human race, but damn it, I'm ashamed of it. I am ashamed. I told everybody back in February, all of what was going to happen. I said this all was going to happen in February. Nobody believed me. They thought I had lost my mind. They thought what is that? Some kind of syndrome, whatever they called it. They thought I had went crazy. They thought I was taking sides. I wasn't taking Democrat side. I wasn't taking Republican side. I was taking the side of righteousness. I was taking the side of justice. Nobody understood that because everybody think that this is a team sport. This ain't the Bulls versus the Lakers, you bunch of dumbasses. These are people's lives we're playing with. This is not a basketball. This is not a football that we're playing with and we're rooting for. These are people and children's lives that we're rooting for. And we failed these children. All of these children in the United States of America, we failed them. We always tell them, this is what you should do when you grow up. Don't be bad. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Don't have unprotected sex. We always telling kids what the hell they shouldn't do. We always telling children how they are supposed to behave. When we, as the adults, the elders, the leaders, don't even take our own advice. We are an example to these children, and we have failed them miserably. The reason why I said we'll never recoup from this, because even as us, elders and adults of this United States right now, the example that we have left behind is like a doo-doo stain in some thongs. That's how bad it is. These children have been watching us. I want you to realize something. 2020 was almost 6 years ago. 2020 was almost 6 years ago. So if a child was born in 2020, he's about to be 6 years old. Think about that. So all the way for almost 5 to 6 years, this child only knows this shit. At the age of 6 years old, they are aware. They know what the news is. They know what adults are saying, and they know what adults are talking about. So if a child has been around since 2020 or 2018, that child is fully aware, and that child has been raised up in bullshit. So this next generation think that this is okay. I want you to think of something. Think about when we were children. All of my people that's 50, 60, 40, and 70 years old, all of you. When we were children, we can talk about our greatest hits, our favorite times in our childhoods. We can talk about those wonderful highlights in our childhoods. All of us that's 40, 50, 60, and 70, and 80 years old, we can remember that, and we tell the stories to our children and our children's children, and they get a good laugh out of the fun we had, the freedom we had. But you know something? If you almost 10 years old, if this started in 2018 when he took his spot, I want you to think about that. What is that? No. 2016, from 2016 to 2020. So 2016, that's 4 years. Another 4 years, that's 8. And now you almost 10 years old. So for almost 10 years, you've been living, hearing about insurrections. Grab them by the pussycat. Children on some weird island. The news and all of the comedians and all of the comic strips and all of the shows is saying this man's name over and over, whether it's something bad or something good. That's all these children know. So this next generation is already scarred. They're damaged. These children that are coming up right now from 2018, 2020, that's about to be 10 years old, I want you to realize something. These children stayed in the house for damn near 4 years. These children were locked in a house, wearing masks, gloves, alcohol, survival food, poverty. No, your parents just got laid off. Nobody can go to work, and everybody is trapped inside the house for years. The only way you could talk to people is over the internet. You didn't see faces. You don't know how to bond with people. They wondering why all these kids is flying off the handle and going out here banging on wax, because they do not know how to communicate. They've been talking to their best friends over the internet for 4 years. And then all of a sudden we set them loose onto the world, and then it's filled with Karens, because everybody think out in real life you can talk to people in real life like you can talk to them on the internet. So once somebody cream your corn, you like, oh, he hit me. You can't go running your mouth like you on TikTok. If you come out here with that bullshit, somebody gonna spread your damn butter on your toast. And now these young folks don't understand how to socialize. And the only thing that they know how to do is they'll be sitting right next to a little girl and they're on the computer talking to her. They're on their cell phone talking to the little girl that's sitting right here. Do you like me? Yes or no? Do you want to go on a date tomorrow to the movie? She right here. You ain't even looked at her. And all they know on this computer is what us adults and elders have been putting all over social media, internet, news, media, politics is garbage. If your children are about to turn 10 years old, they've been raised in some of the worst conditions, worst mental conditions ever. All because one man is totally insane. Totally insane. And that's okay with everybody. You know, I don't care about Puff Daddy. I don't care about R. Kelly and nobody else that abused children. Period. I don't give a shit what your legacy was. I don't give a damn what kind of art you left behind. I don't give a shit what kind of beautiful music that you produced. You and your music can go straight to hell. I won't listen to it. And I am that dude that stand on business. When I say I'm done with it, I'm done. The only way I'll listen to some R. Kelly, hey yo, if I ain't got no control over it. If I'm in traffic and somebody is bumping it next to me, I can't stop that. All I can do is roll my windows up. But me, if it come on my radio, turn. I don't care what kind of music I gotta turn to or turn it off. I'm not promoting that. I'm not supporting that bullshit. If that's the kind of dumbass human being you are, that's evil. I don't want no parts of that shit. And as much as I do think R. Kelly is a musical genius, you can't take that away from him, but I won't support it either. You want to know why? Because they say Satan was the most beautiful angel of them all. He was the best of the best of the best. He was the Father's right-hand man. The best singer, the most beautiful. So I don't care about what you produce, because what you produce, I'm gonna tell you, and R. Kelly told on himself, he called himself the Pied Piper. Every song he told on himself, he's the Pied Piper. And that's exactly what he was. You attracted young little girls like mice. So I don't care what your power was to achieve your evil. I won't support it. Puff Daddy was in control of all music in the late 80s and all the 90s and the early 2000s. Puff Daddy. Can you believe it? Everything you listen to, he produced. He had something to do with it. And now look where he at. Because he couldn't keep his finger out of other people's property. That's how I'm going to put that. All because he couldn't keep his damn finger out of other people's property. So screw him too. All his music, I don't, as much as I love Notorious B.I.G., I don't want to hear his shit either. All of them. Let me tell you something about how wicked all of these people is. See, it just don't stop with Pumpkinhead. It's everybody. Let me tell y'all something right now. Puff Daddy didn't do all that wicked shit by himself. Pumpkinhead in the White House ain't doing all this shit by himself. Everybody need to go. You know what I mean? Puff Daddy didn't do that by himself. He had security guards. You want to know what? Look at the security guards making money on podcasts right now, telling on him. His security guards so stupid, they are sitting on podcasts on all social media platforms, telling social media platform podcasters what they saw P. Diddy do. Oh, yeah, I seen him over there with that dude, and he did this and he did that. I seen him with that girl. He used to beat that girl. Yup, he sure did. Somebody should be knocking on your damn door too then. Because you saw this happen. You watched it happen. You didn't say nothing for years. And now that he's gone and you running your mouth, you're an accessory to the crime. All of these musicians, just like what's in that man's black book on that island, all of y'all need to go to hell. All of y'all had a choice. You had a choice to say, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you about me. Do you know how many times I could have made a lot of money There was times I could have got myself in the middle of some stuff because there was a lot of money involved. Even here on YouTube, there was things where money was involved, fame was involved, and I said no. And a lot of people took it the wrong way. What happened to Leg? Where Leg go? Why ain't Leg here? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want no part of your wicked, evil shit. I see it. And everybody thought I'm the bad guy because I don't want to have nothing to do with your bullshit. I see you. I saw you. And I caught it quick. And I left that shit alone. But I'm the bad guy. I think I'm better than everybody else. It ain't that I think I'm better than everybody else. I see some stupid shit. And listen, I learned when I was young, man, stay away from that. That ain't for you. That ain't for you. That ain't for you. Yeah, it's going to be good right now, but this will end badly. Let me tell you this. When you see somebody so hell-bent on making money and making themselves famous to the point they don't give a shit about your safety, I'm cool. When they don't care about your safety or the safety of your family members because they're so hell-bent on making money and becoming famous, they don't give a shit about you. I don't want to be around you because you will do anything for money. You will sell your soul for money. I can see it. I smelt it on you. So I stayed away. I didn't make no big stank about it. I just left it alone. But I end up hearing the whispers that I'm the bad guy. Not the bad guy. I just saw what The Rock was cooking. And you want to know something? It came to fruition. I didn't have to say nothing, didn't have to do nothing. I knew that shit was going to bubble over, and it finally bubbled over. I seen that like, Thank you, Father. Thank you for giving me the strength and intuition to stay away from that crazy mess. I knew something was wrong. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Nothing on this planet is worth my soul. Nothing or nobody is worth my soul. I've done enough things in my life that I need to repent for. I'm not trying to add on to that list. This world, as you see, family, is not worth it. Selling your soul or selling yourself out, even right here on this platform. Listen, on this platform, it's just things I won't do. You won't see me jumping off my rooftop into no frozen pond of water just to make you laugh and get 1 million views. It's certain things I'm not going to do. It's certain things that I have been coerced to do and told, you should do this. I'm not doing that. That's not my thing. Well, you know, that's the thing that's going on now. That's the trend. You should try. I'm not doing that. I'm not pranking people. I'm not jumping in no damn frozen water. I'm not doing the milk crate challenge. I'm not doing the Tide Pod challenge. I'm not doing that stupid shit just to make people laugh for 2 minutes so I can get a nice paycheck. Once. You know, I look back on the 2020, the year 2020 and beyond. Can you remember when people was doing the milk crate challenge? How many people will walk around with broken femurs, broken necks, totally paralyzed in wheelchairs over milk crate challenge? How many people are now feeding the worms because of the Tide Pod challenge? How many people now are sleeping with the fishes because of the how much water can you drink challenge? They got the ice bucket challenge and the people is having heart attacks. Jumping in that damn ice bath. Man, y'all do anything. You will do, people out here will do anything, man, for money and 10 seconds of fame. They will do anything. But me, I'm not doing it, man. If I'm not true to myself, who am I? If I'm not true to myself, I might as well stop questioning this other dumb shit. If I'm not true to me talking about the rest of the world ain't shit, it's useless. Why even complain about the doggone president if I'm not true to myself? If my soul is for sale, why am I complaining? Why am I so upset about all of the madness I see around me, from abuse to children to crime and robbery? Why do I care? Because see, once you sell yourself, everything else is over with. There is no going back. Once you sell off your soul, ain't no going back from that, yo. Once you would do anything for money, ain't no more rules. It's a lot of these actors and entertainers right now that we watch every day in the movies. They sold their whole to the devil. Sometimes I gotta make myself laugh to keep from crying. They sold their whole to the devil. It's a lot of actors out there with zero talent. Zero. You're a terrible singer. You're a terrible actor. You're just terrible at everything you do. How did you get in Hollywood making millions of dollars per movie? Oh, you terrible singer, you're a terrible actor, you're a terrible dancer, everything. You have zero talent except for one. Y'all ever see them Chinese puzzles that you stick your fingers in and you can't pull your fingers back out? You got one, you got one, you got one talent. You're a Chinese puzzle. Them kind that put the finger in it. And after you get your first $1,000,000, you think the $1,000,000 is going to make the thought of you selling your whole to the devil. You think that money going to make you forget about that. Because you don't sell your whole to one man. You sell your whole to the whole industry. And the whole industry going to get a piece. It's going to be their turn. You're never done. You're never done with that. They ain't never done. You think that, look. I'm going to tell you what money do. Kanye West, 2 words. 2 words. Your money don't mean shit. That man went to bed. He woke up. He was a billionaire. Kanye West. Remember, what was that, a year ago, 2 years ago? Kanye West woke up. He was a billionaire. By the end of the day, he was a thousandaire. Your money don't mean nothing when they got your soul. Your money don't mean jack. It don't matter. Think. He was a billionaire. In the morning, And by the time his head touched the pillow again, he was a thousandaire. Your money don't mean nothing when you sold your soul to this industry and to this world. You think you can fight all of these demons because you got $1 million. Look at Will Smith. He thought he could go and do whatever he want because he Will Smith, and he thought he could just go slapping people in the face. Now, mind you, I'm not gonna say whether I thought it was called for or not. All I'm saying is you can't be going off doing shit like that. Will Smith thought he was untouchable. He thought everybody was gonna be on his side. But the world made you. This is how the world reminds you that they got your soul on contract. This is how the world and the devil remind you they got your soul on contract. It's because you slapped him, boom. Your world crushed so bad and crumbled so bad, you still got money, but nobody likes you. You King Midas right now, right? Will Smith is King Midas. Nobody want to touch him. Nobody want to talk to him. All his best friends and everything like, man, stay away from me. Yeah, that was messed up. So he King Midas. He got all this money and ain't got nothing to do with it. To the point he's so bored and he's so lonely that he starts doing rap songs again. He's a billionaire. So your money don't mean shit without people. Once you sell your soul, it's sold. You know how they sell a house and they put that sign, boom, under contract. The house is sold. As soon as the paperwork is done and the ink finished drying, people gonna move in that. You just walking around an empty vessel. That's not Will Smith we looking at. That is not Will Smith. That's an empty vessel that another demon owns now. Will Smith is gone. Do you understand me? That is not Kanye West from the college days. That's not Kanye West anymore. That's an empty vessel owned by a demon. Once you sell your soul, it's gone. Your soul, you are gone. Somebody else purchased your hardware. And these are the people that's supposed to be leading us in this world. These are the people that's supposed to be influencing us. Pumpkinhead in the White House. That is not a human being. People don't even think of it like that, right? This is not a human being. That is not a human being. Ain't been one for a long time. He sold his soul when he was in his like 20s and 30s. After his daddy gave him that money and he went broke, that's when he sold his soul. Back then, before all of that, everybody, rappers and entertainers, wanted to be him. Everybody put his name in their music, put him in their TV shows, or put him in their movies. And once they realized this ain't the same dude from back then that was on the Phil Donahue show. This ain't the same guy that was on Phil Donahue show back in the day, or the Sally Jesse Raphael show. Remember, he's sitting on Sally Jesse Raphael stage and talking good shit. This ain't the same dude that was on Phil Donahue stage talking good shit. This ain't the same human being. That human being is gone. He sold his soul. So the man now that's tearing down pieces of the White House, That's not him. That's a demon. He's wearing a human suit. He's wearing an Edgar suit. Think about this. I'm sorry for ranting and raving, but I had to get this off my chest. Because I just sometimes feel like I'm not supposed to be here. Sometimes I feel like I'm here just visiting. The more I look around, the more lost I feel. The more I hear people talk and agree with evil and wickedness, the more I feel like I don't belong here. This can't be my planet. I must have got off too early, the wrong stop. No, I'm not supposed to be here. No, I'm not. Because shit would make a little bit more sense. I think I was supposed to get off the bus. I think I was supposed to get off the bus at about 96. 1996, I think I was supposed to get off the bus. I think that was my stop. 1996. After 1996, shit really got weird. I'm going to tell you, after 1996, that's when them cell phones was everywhere. Cell phones were accessible to everybody. Anybody could have a cell phone. Everybody had a cell phone in the palm of the hand. That's when shit got weird. If you think about it, the timeline matches up perfect. Right around the time everybody had a home computer, a desktop PC, and a cell phone. Everything went bananas. Nothing made sense anymore. We all start getting a little dumber as soon as those cell phones came out. That first good, I'm going to say from 1996 to the year 2000, that little 4-year period made us, I don't know, 30 years dumber. It's like we reverted 30 to 40 to 50 years in reverse. Once the cell phones came out, I'm going to just go ahead and say some crazy numbers, but so you get my drift. I say for every year that the cell phone has been out, readily available to everybody. You could go to the corner store and get a cell phone, that kind, and pay for the minutes. Remember that? For every year that a cell phone was readily available to everybody, I'm going to equate it to 10 years of dumbing down. For every year that a cell phone been out, it's like dog years. It's 10 years in cell phone years. So for every year that a cell phone has been readily available to absolutely everybody, it reverses our mentality and our smarts 10 years behind. It made us that much dumber. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because when you really look at it, look how much of this knowledge that we keep in this phone that we had to store in our brain. Everything we talking about right now was up here. You said we about 200 years dumb. Think about it. Look at us. We don't even know how to wear clothes anymore. Our health is jacked up. Think about it. It's about right. 200 years of dumb. Think about it. That's about right, ain't it? For every 1 year a cell phone been out, readily available to absolutely everybody from 1996, 2000-ish, okay, for every year equals 10 years of dumbing down the people. And you say that averages out about 200 years? That sound about right. Everything we had in our head was on this phone. Phone numbers, addresses. Look, GPS. We didn't need GPS. You had a paper map that you had to open this big while you driving, and you glance down at this big ass map the size of this damn curtain. And you had to glance at it real quick, look back up the road, but you had to remember everything on this map. You want to know something? For years, nobody was lost. Nobody got lost. Nobody got turned around. We got where we was going, even when you crossing country. Open that map, and it was folded about 15, 20 different times while you driving, piece in your mouth. You looking over here, and you look at the map, glance, 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 put it away. You know where you going. You gonna drive for another damn 5 hours, and you remembered everything you took a glance at on that map. You were your GPS. Your brain remembered, wait, I think I'm going a little too far. I think I missed my turn. When you used to open that paper map, you said in your mind, this don't seem right. I remember a little squiggly part I was supposed to go around, and I think I passed that back there. I thought I was going to get a little bit more dramatic than that, but I think that turn was back there. You turn your ass around, you go back, and there go the street that you remember. Oh, there go I-22. That's where I'm supposed to be going. So we didn't have this phone. We had to remember and retain knowledge about everything. Everything around us, we had to not just learn it, but you had to absorb it. It had to become part of you. This isn't just for a second of knowledge. This is something you will need for the rest of your life. There was no you Google something and look up a word or look at how to spell it. You had to go in the dining room, look on your daddy's bookshelf, and pull out the damn dictionary that's that thick, volume 1, and look through that dictionary, and all of the pages in the dictionary is like the Bible, so it's that onion paper, and you had to find that word. You kind of got to know how to spell the word just to look up the damn word and see what it means. If you don't know how to spell the word, you won't find it. So your brain was on triple duty just to understand the human English language. You had to know how to spell the damn word before you can understand what it means. You doing all of that studying in a book that thick. But you want to know something? We did that shit. Pat yourself on the back. You did that shit. And it wasn't hard. It was just as simple right now as you asking Google to do something or find something for you. It was that simple. You open up the phone book and try to find this girl you like. She lived somewhere in the neighborhood. You had to look up all the Anne Maries that live in Toledo, Ohio. You're going to call every Anne Marie until you find her. That was your Google, the phone book. You got about 3 or 4 different phone books depending on where you live at. And you got to look, you can't order no damn pizza. You got to find the pizza first. Look it up in the phone book, get the right number for your side of town, and then call them on a damn rotary phone with this plugged in the wall. You couldn't find a job without going to get a newspaper. Open up the want ads and thumb through the want ads to find a job. And if you wasn't looking, if you didn't have enough money to buy a newspaper, you know what you had to do? You had to walk your ass around the city all day, walking in and out of offices, asking everybody, hey, how you doing? I'm Lead Farmer 73. Are y'all hiring? Oh, yes, we are. Oh, good. Can I have an application? You sure can. Here you go. Here, right there. And you want to make sure you bring in your resume because that's the only way you had to canvas for a job. There was no Google. That's why I know about 96, 2000, that's when things start taking a weird turn. Ain't it? When we had to stop relying on our smarts, when we had to stop relying on our ability to search for knowledge and let a computer do it and let somebody else tell us, that's when we lost. That's when we lost our way. Once we gave, that was our last bit of power. Once we gave our power away to discipline our children as we see fit, and we let the law dictate what our children are or are not doing right or wrong, they took the power away from the parent. Parent couldn't discipline their child. They took the power away from the educator, the teachers, where the teacher could not punish the child for acting a damn fool in the classroom. Now look though, now I want you to think about this now. They took the power away from the teacher. They took the power away from the teacher because they said she's overstepping her authority. It's almost abuse what she do to the children when she give them a paddling. We can't let her do that anymore. It's driving the children crazy. Think about that. That's what they said back then. Mama said in the 90s. We can't allow corporal punishment on the children anymore because some of the teachers are abusing it. So we're going to let it go. Well, what you should have did was plucked out those few teachers that abused their authority. Because remember, we took all of that out of school because we thought it was driving the students crazy. But you know one thing you didn't have back then when your ass got a paddling after class, or you had to stay after class in detention, or you had to write on a chalkboard for the next 2 hours, I will not chew gum in school, or you had to take home a penalty of 100 pages of telling them you won't be talking in class, or putting your ass in the coat room, or making your ass stand backwards in the corner like the Blair Witch Project. That's the one I hated. You had to turn your back to the classroom and stare in the corner like the Blair Witch. Once they said you doing too much, you can't do that no more. That's when the kids started, and I want you to think back on this because it happened around my birthday. That first school shooting happened on my birthday. I think that was Columbine. And I can't remember what year it was. But what year, somebody Google it. What year did the Columbine shooting happen? Somebody look that up for me, Google it for me, and tell me what year that happened. 1999? Somebody please tell me that's correct. Come on, somebody. Google it, please. Don't guess. Don't think. Please stop and just go Google it real quick. What year did Columbine happen? Because that was one of the very first. TLC, okay, 1999. 1999, and it was definitely in April, and I remember it was around my birthday, like the 19th or something. 18th or 19th. I know it was very close to my birthday when it happened. Because I remember celebrating and then hearing about that. 4/20/1999. I knew it because my birthday is April 19th. Now think about this. What years did I say between when things got weird? I said between 1996 and 2000. All hell broke loose, didn't I say it? Now I want y'all to do one more thing for me. Go look at what year did they make it illegal for teachers to discipline the children, like the paddling. Go look at that year. What year was that? I know it was definitely right after I left high school. It was like right after. Somebody Google that for me or go look it up. When teachers lost the right to discipline the children. It definitely was in the 90s. I remember that because it was after I graduated from high school. No, it's not 1967. No, it's not. I'm gonna say it was the early 90s. I'm gonna say it was the early 90s when they made it illegal for teachers to punish the children with paddlings and stuff like that. And you couldn't keep them after school and stuff. When they did that, right after the 90s, yep, stuff started getting weird. But now, these shootings happen literally every other week or so. These shootings happen so often, there is no real names for them anymore. You get them mixed up. To the point you almost you're numb to it. You become numb to the school shooting. You become numb to the police violence. You become numb. It's not your fault. It's human nature. That's your mind protecting you from trauma. That's how you become numb and why you become numb. This is a rough one, y'all. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I came from. But I promise you this. I can't depend on anything or anybody anymore. Everything that we thought, or everybody that we thought would help us out of a jam like this is a demon too. You don't know who to run to. You know what I'm saying? Old Bill Clinton. Remember him? Old Bill Clinton. I thought that was one of the coolest white presidents I ever seen besides Kennedy, right? I'm like, this dude, like, he like a cool ass hood ass white dude. I'll never forget the night I was watching Arsenio Hall and Bill Clinton got on there with a saxophone, put his shades on and shit, and start blowing the saxophone like he was auditioning for a place to be with Rick James or some shit. Y'all remember that? Bill Clinton pulled his saxophone out, put his shades on, Arsenio Hall, and started blowing that horn like he was auditioning to be part of Rick James' band. He wasn't half-ass doing it. This mug was doing it. He had a cool-ass swag about him. Talk real cool like this, you know. Real smooth like, you know. Oh, Billy. Just to come to find out, that was the dude that you would have ran to for help away from Pumpkinhead. But come to find out, Billy and Pumpkinhead was at the same party with these little girls. I've been defending Michael Jackson from day one. I gave Michael Jackson the benefit of the doubt. Not because he's Michael Jackson. I just know the evil that men do. I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt because he's the greatest pop star in all history. I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt because of that. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I know the evil that men do when they see another man with all this money and they want some, especially a black man. I know what the evil that men do. So I gave Michael Jackson the benefit of the doubt just to pop up and see Michael Jackson on the island with Bill Clinton and Arnold Horshack. When they showed a picture of Michael Jackson with the island boy, that's what I'm going to call him, because you can't really say his name. When I seen Michael Jackson standing next to the island boy at his island, all bets is off, Mike. Your music ain't that dope to me. There is no reason to go to this man's island. There is no reason to go to the island boy's island unless you was about to go sticking your fingers where they don't belong. This is Michael Jackson. Not only was he one of the greatest pop stars ever in all of history, but you want to know something else about him? He was very, 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 very smart. He was so smart, his smarts is what made him actually rich. It wasn't his dances, it wasn't his songs. He was a shrewd ass businessman. Michael Jackson's business sense is because he was so brilliant is what made Michael Jackson rich. Not his songs, not his dance, not his little shiny glove, not his socks. You so smart, but you don't know. Hey, this the island of misfit toys. You don't need got no business being on the island of misfit toys with Island Boy. There is nothing here for you. Now imagine Michael Jackson on the damn island with Island Boy, and he see all these freaks around and see all these little kids. What are these little kids for? Well, Mike, they're for you. I got a problem with that shit, son. I got a problem with that. Like, all these grown-ups, listen, all these grown-ups got so much money, all these adults. Let's say this. This is why if your picture was on that island with Island Boy, I'm going to tell you why I'm not giving you no props. I'm not giving you no benefits of the doubt, nothing. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you were on that island, as evident as it was, with all the criminality that was going on that island, just like Puff Daddy. You can't go to a Puff Daddy party and not see some strange shit, right? Even the people that say they left the party early, they saw strange shit. That's what made them leave early, right? Right? Even Denzel Washington said, oh, I left early. I went to a P. Diddy party. I had to leave. You ain't had no business in there. If you seen some strange shit, you supposed to tell, hey, see something, say something. See something, say something. See something, say something. If you didn't see something, say something, you was part of that shit. If you was on Island Boys Island and you saw that freaky shit and you didn't say something, you part of it. You part of that. Because that's so criminal and it's so heinous, that's something you supposed to tell. That ain't like, hey man, I just seen him in the back smoking some weed. That ain't that. That ain't, I open the door and see them in there smoking a little weed out of a bong. That ain't that what y'all was stumbling on every time you open the door on the island with Island Boy now. Y'all seen crime. Everything y'all saw was a heinous crime and against the laws of nature. Everybody that went to Puff Daddy parties, everything you saw and everything you knew was a crime. And if you didn't say nothing then, your ass was part of it, and you need get your ass in jail with him too. All right. I think I've said enough. I think I've said enough. Is it just me? I know dirty shit when I see it, man. And you know what? I'm telling. If you don't want me around you while you doing dirty shit, stay away from me. Because I am telling. Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny that I'm gonna match something up. Everybody that probably tried to tell on Puff Daddy. Think about this. Everybody that had dirt on Puff Daddy or was about to tell or something or was about to leave Puff Daddy's organization ended up dead or going stark raving mad. Craig Mack was first. Notorious B.I.G. Loon went to prison, then went crazy, came out totally a whole nother dude. Look at all of them that gave their life to Christ. All of them hardcore rappers coming at you with the boom boom. All of them dudes, after they got done with Puff Daddy, look at Mace, became preachers and pastors and churchmen and men of God. Look at what's their name? Kissing you is all that I'm waiting. What's their name? Total. Look at them. They all went nuts. Every last one of them. Look at making the band people. Half them went nuts. If he didn't erase you from this planet, he ruined your life. So this is Puff Daddy. He's new money, is what they call it. He's new money. He ain't been rich that long. Pumpkinhead and Island Boy been rich from forever. Pumpkinhead was born in money. His daddy, his family was rich. Island Boy been mad rich for the longest. So you mean to tell me Puff Daddy can delete people off the world and get rid of people and drive them ape shit crazy to the point they ain't they self ever again? But you mean to tell me Pumpkinhead and Island Boy didn't do the same thing? You mean to tell me they didn't remove somebody off this earth, they didn't delete people? Y'all trying to tell me Island Boy and Pumpkinhead didn't delete people. I'm telling you that's what's in them files. I'm telling you that's what's in them files. Whoever keeps saying that's not Michael Jackson, listen, I hope it's not. I just don't trust no damn body no more. I hope that's photoshopped. I hope it's AI. I don't give a damn. I hope it is. But you know what? I don't even care if it is. Because you know what? Listen, I loved Michael Jackson, but Mike did some weird shit. Mike's whole run was weird. So I'm not, just because I love his music and I grew up with him, I'm not batting for that fucker. He turned himself white. He turned himself white and nibbled his own nose off. He nibbled off his own nose, son. He talked with a voice like mine, but in public he sounds like this. Man, everything he ever did was bizarre. Listen, I didn't need to see that shit with him on that island. If that's photoshopped, somebody better prove it to me, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna believe the other way first. Because Mike, man, your whole run, your whole game plan, as much as I loved your music, man, all that shit you've been doing your whole life was some strange shit. Come on, man. Listen, I believed in him, and I was there when he was black. I was there when he had a sausage nose. I've been there with Mike since the beginning, since don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I've been there. When all of their noses still matched. When all of them was brown as cardboard boxes. I've been there. Look over your shoulder, honey. I was there. So I want that to be true, that he wasn't hanging out with Island Boy. But come on, man. After you did the Pepsi commercial, man, nope. You went off, married Marie Presley, Elvis Presley's daughter. You ain't never had no kids. You start claiming that these white kids was yours and you had them with that woman on good and well, you didn't. You playing up in trees with monkeys and giraffes and shit. You changed your skin pale white, whiter than a damn food safe grade bucket. And then you, Mike, everything you did was bananas, son. It's hard for me to believe you and back you up. If you say you wasn't no Island Boy's island, it's hard for me to just erase that. Say, okay, I believe you. Because everything, absolutely everything else you did was effed up. Who just said that stupid shit? Blanket, Michael Jackson ain't got no kids. Who? Michael Jackson ain't got no kids. Cut it out. Michael Jackson ain't got no kids. Now, you want to play with words. Did he adopt some kids? Yep. Michael Jackson adopted some kids. Yes, he probably did. Yes, he did. But don't sit here and play with my emotions. Talk about them is his kids through DNA. Man, listen, if you believe Michael Jackson got some kids through DNA and all them Caucasian children is his, who believed that? Family have a family member with, I have a family member with the same skin disease. Guess what? I do too. And you don't turn white as damn flour. You still got a little pigmentation, like almost a yellowish tint to you, like they call you a red bone. You don't turn white as a food grade bucket. So miss me with that. So don't, listen, I got people with alopecia in my family too. Don't give me that. Mike was this white, son. He wasn't that like albino white, like when you got, no. Don't try to play with science with me. That ain't, everybody got that disease. Vitiligo, that's right, vitiligo. No. I say alopecia. Vitiligo, no. Even if you are one of the ones where it strips all of your melanin out, you still have a little vanilla cream to your skin. You do not turn bleach flour white. That fool was bleach flour white and took about 5 pounds of meat off his nose. That's checked out ass type behavior to me. Take that much meat off your nose till ain't nothing left but the gristle. Even the doctor said he ain't have much gristle meat left on his nose. They had to start carving into the gristle meat. That's why he wore the masses. Nose be done messed around and fell off. Yeah, everybody say, oh, you always knew he wasn't. He ain't got no kids, man. Dude ain't got no kids, man. And all this Jackson family keeping that shit up, man. All them sick. You see Jermaine hair? You see Jermaine Jackson hair? Listen. Jermaine Jackson they said those are his children. Did you see Jermaine Jackson's hair when he said Blanket and them is his kids? I don't believe you, Jermaine. Look what you have done to your head, sir. You are one of the Jackson Five. You are one of the originals. And now you look like a damn black Roman Scythian guard with that paint on the side. Oh my God. You want me to take you seriously, sir? You want me to believe you, Jermaine? Man, you need to go. Oh my God. You need to go into a car wash. Don't get in the car. Walk through the car wash. Get out of the car and walk through the car wash and let them powerful jets wash that shit off the side of your head. You need your ass kicked. Your whole family need to kick your ass, Jermaine. You Jermaine Jackson. You Jermaine Jackson. You Jermaine Jackson of the Jackson 5 of the Jackson family. You was the one. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Christmas won't be the same this year. You that Jermaine. I see the lights, but they don't shine for me. I see the presents underneath the Christmas tree. You that Jermaine Jackson. Our house is decorated. Our friends are celebrating. No, 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 no. It won't be the same without you, darling. No, no. You that Jermaine Jackson. And now you do that to your head. You want me to believe you about your little brother. Man, I don't believe you. You ain't got right good sense your damn self. Go on, Jermaine. You representing them? Come on now. So right there, I'm done. I hope that's not Mike. For everybody that say that's not Mike, that's Photoshop, I hope not. But I don't have any faith in that. I like playing with kids sleeping in my bed. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I like playing with children up in the trees. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I love playing with monkeys there. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I only collect the Jolly Green Giant in my house because I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I called my house Neverland Ranch and put a whole damn amusement park outside for the children. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Damn it. I hope with all the dumb shit Michael Jackson did over all these years and I kept giving him a pass, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that on this one. I hope I'm wrong. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm going to come on here and tell everybody I was wrong. That wasn't Mike. I can't wait if it happened. See, I still can't believe the picture. I hope it's not. I didn't believe it at first either. I was like, that can't be no dang Michael Jackson over there with Island Boy. Then I was like, all that other crazy shit started coming in my head. Like, chopped off all his nose meat down to the gristle bone. Monkeys, giraffes, playgrounds and trees, little tight clothes, and wigs, makeup and bleach, eyeliner. The fuck? Why do I keep on vouching for this dude? I hope that's wrong because that will take a really hard blow if I can't listen to Michael Jackson no more. If I can't listen to Michael Jackson, I don't give a shit about Chris Tucker. Uh, it, it, if Chris Tucker if he have to go, I ain't worried about him. I ain't saying I hate him or nothing. I'm just saying if he said, okay, the island dude didn't have the island yet. What you talking about? What you talking about? The island boy didn't have the island yet. Mike's music is solid. I don't give a shit about Michael Jackson's music if he abused children. I don't give a shit about nobody's art. Mike passed in 2009. They've been doing this. Island boy been. You talking about he ain't have his island yet? You think? Who was that saying? Jamie. So you think all of these freakazoids just turned into a freak in 2008 or later? You think that just, hey, let's buy an island and be a bunch of freaks? All of a sudden, let me tell you something about freaks. You can't put a year of a start date on a freak. You can't put a freshness date on a freak. Just because he had the island, they didn't have several islands, etc., etc. Said they didn't have several islands. He bought the island in 1998. Mr. Led, that was unrelated. You saying Michael Jackson? You saying Michael Jackson with Island Boy in the picture was unrelated? I think he just asking what year he passed. Let me tell you something. Say Island Boy ain't have his island yet. He didn't turn into a freak because he bought the island. He bought the island because he was a freak. You know what I'm saying? He was already a freak doing freaky shit. He just honed his craft. He needed a place to do his freaky shit. Because it was probably getting out of control. Every person that does crimes like that, like abusive type crimes, like just watch any crime TV. They start out and they start messing with people, whether they're deleting people or something. Once they start getting good at deleting people, they said, I need to come up with me a whole place where I could just delete people in private and stop doing all this sneaky shit. I almost didn't get away that last time. So then they say, I'm going to go buy me a honeycomb hideout where I can do whatever I want to whoever I want without nobody prying ass eyes. I like to walk around naked. So what I do, I bought Freedom Acres. I always like to walk around naked, but I can't because the neighbors will see me. So on Freedom Acres, I can walk out there and let it all hang out. It's no different. I like to pee outside. I like to poop outside. I like to lean up against a tree with no poison ivy and let her rip. I'd rather do that. I know it's crazy, but I do. Something about the wind. But see what I'm saying? So if he like doing that kind of crazy shit, he need a place to do it. So he bought the island. Which came first, chicken or the egg? He was freaky before he bought the island. So anybody hanging out with him when he was a freak, all he did was, you know what? He got around with a bunch of his rich ass friends. Said, you know what we ought to do? We ought to buy us an island for this shit. You nobody bother us, no hotel rooms. We ain't got to pay for nothing. If we bought us a little island, little private island somewhere, we could have our way. He was already a freak. He just needed somewhere to do his freaky shit in private. I'm telling you, which come first, chicken or the egg? Which come first, the freak of the island? The freak of the island. Huh? Yeah. Think about that, did you? I hope it's not Mike. I hope it's not Chris Tucker. I hope it's not. But if it is, let me tell you something about me. My wife can tell you this. When I'm done, I'm done. When I am done, I am done. Nothing can lead me back to it, no matter how bad I want to hear it or do it. When I'm done, I'm done. I don't care. Let me tell you something. I ain't never had a problem with relationships in my life. You want to know why? When I'm done, I'm done. I don't go looking people up on Facebook, seeing how you doing now. Is you married? You got some kids? When I'm done, I'm done. I wasn't the kind of dude that we break up and then I keep coming over your house to see if you home, see if you want to have dinner or something, see what your new boyfriend acting like, looking like. I don't give a shit. I was never that kind of person, and I still ain't. When I'm done, I'm done. Let me tell you something, one thing none of my girlfriends had to worry about, none of my enemies had to worry about, nothing. When I told them I'm done, they never saw me again. At least not on bad terms. If we bumped into each other at the Waffle House, I'm gonna be cordial. Hey, how you doing? Hey, good to see you. And that's it. I don't want to keep even talking to you. I don't want to catch up. I don't want to know if this is your child standing next to you or not. I don't care. I never really truly ever want to see you again. When I'm done, I'm done. It's not cruel. It's just the way I'm wired. I don't want to have shit else to do with that situation. That's me. Period. I'm not the kind of person to be like, I wonder what my ex-girlfriend doing right now. I'ma call just so I can hear her voice. I'm not that dude. I never have been. When I'm done, I'm done. When I'm done with a job, I'm done. When I'm done with a relationship, I'm done. When I'm done with a friendship, I'm done. If an enemy coming at me and I say, listen, I said my piece, I'm done. You never hear my shit again. I don't care. I enjoy you bubbling and foaming at the mouth about me. I'm done. You know what I mean? So if nothing holds me to it, I don't care how beautiful a woman was, how good she was to me, whatever. When I say I'm done, I'm done. So to me, in my life, I carry that with me to this day. If you, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. R. Kelly, musical genius. Every single song was a banger. I don't think R. Kelly made one bad song that I can think of. Every song R. Kelly put out was a banger. But I have not voluntarily listened to R. Kelly's music voluntarily. Meaning I'm in control of the radio or the MP3 player. I have not. I will not help support that shit. Cause some kind of way you're getting residuals from me listening to that. And part of that, I feel almost like a criminal. I feel almost like an accessory to the crime. When I'm done, I'm done. Nothing, no music that you put out that it is strong enough for me to say, well, he only abused a few kids. See, that's where we sick as human beings. We so self-indulgent and selfish and want our gratification and satisfaction, self-satisfaction, self-gratification so bad, you throw caution to the wind about who did it hurt. That's not me. There's nothing you can produce that's good enough for me to forget that you abuse young ass girls. It's nothing. See, I have a problem with that mainly. I have a daughter, right? And I can't say if I would have, yes, I could, because I had sisters. I have a mother, right? And I can understand if you would have hurt my mother, we would have had a horrible problem. If you would have hurt my sisters, we would have had a horrible problem, right? But if you hurt my daughter, my baby girl, God forgive me. God, please forgive me if somebody hurt my baby. God, please forgive me if anybody hurts my baby. Forgive me for my reactions. So that's how I think. I think that those children that's being hurt and abused could be my very own. So I'm not looking at these strangers because these children are strangers to me. Never seen them, never met them, don't know their names, can't remember none of their faces. But just as easy as I can't remember them, my daughter's face or my son's face could have been in the middle of that crowd of children, missing and abused. I won't stand by that, man. I got some kind of morals. This world don't control me. And that's the problem. That's the problem why. That's the problem, man. As long as you're not part of the entertainment, you won't make it here on this world. Say, yet Michael had people fainting. I don't know, led this backwards. Can I ask what you seen? I'll go see it yourself. Like I just told you, I just hope it's real. I hope it ain't real. Go watch it yourself. I hope it ain't real. I ain't even gonna go that deep. I'm just telling you, it better not be him because he got a lot of cards stacked up against him. Is all I'm saying. I just don't. I see. You know what else? You know what else I think, man? I think that I grew up and I seen a lot of horrible shit happen to a lot of good people, and I think that helped mold me into the way I think now. I saw a lot of good people get hurt. I saw a lot of good people that were abused. There was, I say this, I dated this girl and I didn't know she had been abused. She told me. And then when she told me who did it, And then how it wasn't no big deal to her. Because I guess I don't know, up here, wires was crossed with that or something. Then her mama knew. And the person still lived in the house with her. I've seen a lot of horrible things happen to a lot of good people. Personally seeing it with my own eyes. And I always said, I don't want to have shit to do with that. I don't want to pretend that shit didn't happen. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the person that pretends that don't exist. I don't want to go through my everyday life pretending that person right there didn't hurt you. And if this is how this family functions, I don't want to have any part to that. It's not that I dislike the young lady or whatever when we was kids. It ain't that. It's like, don't ask me to accept that as normal. Do you understand? And I know you say it's a lot of people's story. I understand that. I understand that totally. But you got to understand something else too, that you can't bring me into that situation and just brush it off as, oh, it's water under the bridge, it's over with. No, that's not. Shit ain't normal. Y'all ain't about to make me think it's normal. See? So if everybody is acting like this is no big deal, oh, I can't rock with this. I don't want to be no part to this crazy shit. So I like you. It was nice hanging out with you, but I gotta go. No offense to you, but I can't make that shit normal in my mind because I'm normal. I can't make that normal. I can't pretend that didn't happen. I can't pretend that y'all didn't tell me that shit right there. Okay? So, no. Right. Asking me to lie and pretending it's no big deal. It wasn't a a precious type of situation. The mother wasn't abusive or anything like that, but she looked the other way. And I don't want to have nothing to do with that. This is a family of secrets and lies. I don't want to be part of that shit. Because if you enter this family of secret and lies, then where does it stop? So you want me to be honest too. If I end up marrying this young girl, we end up growing up and getting married, you want me to be honest and true to her. But all of y'all is a bunch of damn weirdos, freaks, and liars. But you want me to be true to her and not cheat on her and blah, 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 blah. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? You asking some shit of me that you ain't even asking of yourselves. So, it was no offense to her. I liked her, but I don't want to have anything to do with this whole situation. Y'all wanted me to pretend that this is normal shit. No, we can't. Ain't doing that. That's not my style at all. So let me get out of here. I've been on here way too long. I want to thank everybody for being in here. Thank you, TLC. Thank you, the spiritual shift. I want to thank everybody for being in here. I had to get this off my chest. Because every single day in the year 2025, I have been let down and disappointed. And some of you can even say sometimes some of my heroes, I have been let down. People you look up to and influencers. Every day I wake up and turn on the TV or the internet or something, I'm let down a little more every day. Every single day, somebody else kicks me dead in the nuts. You don't know who to trust. You know what? If Denzel Washington came out and I listen, that dude, he remind me of my father. That's why I like it so much. If y'all like Denzel Washington, you would love my father. That's why I'm always talking about Denzel. He remind me of my father. And if Denzel Washington came out talking about some he loved the White House dude and stuff, that's how bad things have gotten. That's like Eddie Murphy coming out talking about some he loved Pumpkinhead up there. All right, everybody, have a wonderful night. Please stay safe. And if you pray, are you a fearing man or a fearing woman? Do you pray? Do you pray for yourself as well as your enemies? I'm going to tell you one more thing. If you're a fearing person, and you pray, this is one that people never remind you of. Be careful who you're praying to. That sounds crazy, don't it? Some of the things that we're asking for and we're praying for, you're asking and praying to the wrong God. Be mindful of who you're praying for and what you're praying for, because you may be asking the wrong one. With that being said, Liv Palmer 73, I love y'all, and I'm out. I see the lights, but they don't shine for me. I see the presents underneath the Christmas tree. Our house is decorated. Our friends are celebrating. Oh no, no, no. It won't be without you, darling. Mm, mm. I do not belong here, man. Phone home. Phone home. Phone home. Phone home.